Hi, someone wrote in with this. I regret getting married to my husband. Obviously, they went on, but it's not important. This is the core. This is the kernel of the problem. And I want to help you rise above this thought that you're having. I want to give it some context, increase the scope, so maybe you will see that your happiness, which always is of the utmost importance, is not being undermined by your husband. Because really what you're saying is, I'm unhappy because of my husband. But that isn't the truth. Now you can say, oh, you have no idea. He doesn't do this, he does that, he treats me like this, he treats me like that. And yes, I'm sure that all of these controversies in your marriage are making you miserable, but they aren't the source of your misery. So let's start out by saying this. A regret means that you believe that you made a mistake. So let's go back and take a look at this mistake. Did he lie to you? And you're going to say, well, yeah, about this and that. He wasn't upfront. He didn't tell me this. He didn't tell me that. I'm going to ask you, and I'm not doing this to do a tit for tat, but I'm going to ask you this to make a different point. Did you tell him everything? Did you expose all the negative things about yourself? No, you did not. Now, that's not a leveler. I'm not trying to level this here. What I'm saying is that nobody reveals everything about themselves. We don't have the time, nor should we, because that is not. Now, obviously, if there's something like really critical in there, like he is a child molester, that's different. But in the realm of life, all of us, every single one of us, have lied, cheated, stolen. We've done everything wrong. It's all about degrees. We wouldn't be on this planet if we were perfect. He wasn't perfect. You weren't perfect. But what happened? Why did you marry him anyway? Why did he marry you anyway? It's because you found each other and you discovered each other on this higher plane called love, i.e., you guys are soulmates. And what you're supposed to do, but we're not taught that, is we're supposed to accept that everybody has flaws. And when we get married, we still recognize that we're marrying someone with flaws, and we work on our own flaws. That's what we're supposed to do, but nobody teaches us that. You know, part of marriage is a setup where we see our own flaws as a result of our spouse's complaints and reactions to our behaviors, so that we could look at our thinking that comes before our behaviors, but no one taught us that. And it is important. We should never, ever, ever condemn the person who is condemning us. We should take what they say, what they infer, as a lesson for us to look at ourselves and to decide, is this a flaw that I have, or are they seeing it through flawed eyes? If they're seeing it through flawed eyes, then we don't judge them, we go on. But what if they're seeing it and it's got some truth to it? You know, evolution is real, and I'm not talking about the kind of evolution that disproves God. Obviously, I love God. I'm talking about the kind of evolution where we are supposed to move towards ever-increasing happiness. That is our mission as human beings, to learn to love unconditionally. Now, you're going, I regret marrying my husband. Is that a sign that you have been loving him unconditionally? I'm not condemning you. I'm trying to point things out to you. You see, we don't understand marriage. We don't understand ourselves. We don't understand life. And we're thrown into life, and then our guide has been Western psychology or clergy. Take your pick. Now, clergy is way more right than Western psychology, I'll tell you that. Western psychology has been born out of atheism. Sigmund Freud was an atheist drug abuser. I mean, come on. Now, Carl Jung, who is his contemporary, was all about God. We never hear about him. Now, his stuff is too deep. It doesn't really go to marriage. So what has happened is we've been misguided. Don't regret marrying your husband. Turn the searchlight back onto your own flaws. Learn to love your husband unconditionally. Start changing yourself, and then see if maybe you're making a big mistake. Because what happens is, and I was a divorce mediator. Look, I used to believe in divorce. I believed that there were good guys and bad guys in a marriage. I did. I thought, well, he's the one who screwed up the marriage. She's the one who screwed up the marriage. I used to judge like that all the time. Then I started learning about marriage. It's over 22 years ago. And now what I did was I developed a system based on what I learned, saved thousands and thousands of marriages based on the pure teachings of marriage as they should be. Not as what we pick up in magazine articles or from these quack doctors on radio and TV. You deserve, as a human being, to live in joy and love and harmony. It's your birthright. Marriage is like a microcosm of that, because the world is not conducive to that, where we learn how to love unconditionally. Don't regret it. Get rid of that thought. Start learning about marriage. We'll help you with that. So go to our website, see what we have, explore. But put aside this negative thinking for now. Don't go down that path. Don't let it come up. In fact, here's a little thing you could do. Every time you have that thought of your husband being this or that, change that thought into what you thought of him before you married him, and see if that doesn't help you. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I'm so glad you visited us. Like the video, subscribe. God bless you, and take care.